road she traveled.
Honoring women who made a difference.
A Coulee kid's gift to our community.
Stepping it up and hitting it big. Jennifer Schilling, as portrayed by Perry. I looked up from my place reading in the kitchen when I heard a letter slide through the door. Immediately I knew what it was, and I was tempted just to leave it, let it lie there on the floor ignored. Instead, I let out a disgruntled sigh, picked up the letter, and began to read. Jennifer Schilling has failed to achieve the required grade in one or more classes and has been placed on academic probation. I might have cried if I hadn't known this was coming for a long time. Every day until then I had been trying less, and now my actions had come back and bitten me, as everyone always said they would. I had been determined to make a change, but that wouldn't be possible if I continued with those science classes. I suppose I had always known deep down that physical therapy just wasn't the right career for me. Nervously, hands sweating, I walked down to the guidance counselor's office to talk about my future career path. I saw the woman look up at me through the skinny glass window and come to the door for me. I couldn't help fidgeting. Maybe I was just nervous that she would be angry. Right away, I could tell that she just wanted to help. It was she who first brought up the idea. "Have you ever thought about going into politics, Jennifer?" she asked. I hadn't, but right away I began to consider it. A few days later, I had talked to my family, had long conversations with my professors, and decided I would try it. Joe Heim was definitely my favorite teacher. He walked into class one day and announced that there was an open seat on the La Crosse County Board. While we were all encouraged to run for the position, I alone took the leap of faith. At first it intimidated me, but once the papers were filed and the needed number of signatures were collected, I began campaigning. It took a lot of time out of my life, and it was difficult with all the schoolwork, but I knew it was the perfect job for me. It was a wonderful feeling, standing in front of all those people and telling them how I could make their lives better, knowing that I could. It was an amazing experience, my first elected position, and at the age of only 20. I graduated a few years later. For a while, I worked with U.S. Representative Ron Kind. While it was empowering to know that my job affected millions of people, working at the local level was always what meant more to me. It's heartwarming to be able to witness the immediate impacts of your actions and know that you're helping those you care about. I knew it was time to change my path. I ran and was elected as the state representative representing La Crosse. I can't imagine trying to run for this position if I hadn't had the past experience. It was advantageous to be familiar with the settings and infinitely easier since I had already made a name for myself. After 5 won elections, this is still my position. I have helped the schools more than anything else, with programs like 4-year-old kindergarten, SAGE, and school breakfast, things that really mean a lot to the young families in La Crosse. I'm a politician, and one who is looked upon as a friend and someone who is admired and trusted. In the years to come, I plan on continuing my work. I want to teach my children to do what is right, and know that sometimes it's a good idea to take risks, because you never know. It might lead you down new and interesting paths full of opportunities you wouldn't have taken otherwise. Over these years, I have grown a lot from my 20-year-old self. You think differently in college than you do in adulthood, with wisdom and real-life experiences. I've taken some risks, found what I love to do, and helped improve others' lives.